Welcome math students, this is Mr. Albert from Belding Math Academy, and today we're going to learn about simplifying expressions using the order of operations. Now you've probably seen the order of operations before, and it is this acronym PEMDAS. So you may have heard PEMDAS before, and that's what we're going to use in order to simplify expressions. So an expression, which I've underlined in orange, would be these things. So negative 5 minus 4 times 8, 48 divided by negative 4 plus 2, and so on. So those are all examples of expressions. And we can simplify those, so make them smaller, or make them into one number using this order of operations. So the first step in the order of operations is simplify anything that's in parentheses. So anything that's in parentheses. And I'm going to switch screens, and I've written simplify what's inside. Make sure to be taking notes if you are not familiar with these topics. So the first step, parentheses, simplify what's inside. So in this first problem, we have negative 12 divided by negative 4 plus 2. And we're going to simplify what's on the inside of the parentheses. So right there, we just have a negative 4, so we actually can't really simplify that at all. Negative 4 is just negative 4. So if we go on to the second one, we've got negative 12 divided by negative 8 plus 4, and then plus 2. And in this case, we can simplify what's in parentheses, as you probably saw before I erased that. Negative 12 divided by, instead of writing negative 8 plus 4, we can simplify that. So simplify kind of just means make smaller. Negative 4 plus 2. And then you could even continue on with the order of operations from there until you just came to one number, So we'll go through the rest of the order of operations first. So P is parentheses, E is exponents. Great thing to write down if you're taking notes. And what exponents are is shorthand, kind of like abbreviated or shorthand multiplication. So what this means is instead of writing 6 times 6, I could write 6 squared here. And that's what an exponent is. So that 2 up there, that means squared or to the second power. So 6 to the second power is the same thing as writing 6 times 6, which we know is 36. The base is what number we're multiplying, and then the exponent tells us how many times we're multiplying it by itself. So we're taking 3. In the first example, we took 6 and multiplied it by itself twice, so 6 times 6. In this example, we're taking 3 and multiplying it by itself, you guessed it, 3 times. So 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. If you don't believe me, ask your calculator. And then in this last problem, go ahead and give it a try. So we've got negative 2 to the 4th power, doing negative 2 times negative 2. What's negative 2 times negative 2? Positive 4 times negative 2. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, because a positive times a negative is always a negative. Times negative 2 one more time, and we have negative 8 times negative 2. A negative times a negative is a positive 16. And so negative 2 to the 4th power is 16. So that's just a quick review of what exponents are. They are shorthand multiplication. The base tells you what number to multiply, and the exponent tells you how many times. So we had a 2 here, we multiplied 6 times 6, a 3 here, 3 times 3 times 3, and a 4 here, negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. Last couple steps, we've got this m and d, which are in the same step. So we're going to multiply and divide in the same step. Multiply and divide. So once you've done parentheses, and once you've done exponents, you're going to move on to multiplication and division, which we see here and here. And then the last step is addition and subtraction. So there you have it. That's the order of operations. Parentheses, exponents, and then multiplication and division are in the same step, and addition and subtraction are in the same step. So you're going to do those ones from left to right. So if you see a multiplication sign and then a division sign, then you multiply first, just from left to right. So let's do a couple examples with this new skill that we have. So let's check in this first problem here. Do we see any parentheses? No. Do we see any exponents? No. How about multiplication or division? Yep, we see a multiplication sign there, which is sometimes written as that. Sometimes it's just written as a dot, like I did up in the exponents box. And we have negative 4 times 8. So that'll be the first thing because we're doing multiplication first. So negative 4 times 8 is negative 32. And as you can see, I just slid down that negative 5. So a way to think of this is negative 5 minus 32. You owe someone $5, and then you owe them 32 more. You owe them $37. That's just a good way to think of a negative minus another number. And that's your answer. So that is the simplified version of this. Let's go ahead and simplify the second one. So we have 48 divided by negative 4 plus 2. Do we see any parentheses? Yes, but the negative 4 is as simplified as that's going to be. Remember, we simplify the inside of the parentheses. So we can move on. Are there any exponents? Nope. We're all set with that. Now multiplication and division. We see a division sign. So let's go ahead and divide 48 divided by negative 4. Gives us negative 12 plus 2. So now we're on to our last step of addition and subtraction. So negative 12 plus 2, if you're not sure, you can use your calculator, equals negative 10. And that's our answer for that one. So what we learned in this video was how to simplify expressions using the order of operations. So now you can go ahead and give this third problem a try and see what you come up with. But yeah, that's your first lesson of Algebra 1, and you're off to a good start for the year if you can get that.